All right. There's one thing that I do want to talk about from the start is that how the Wizards have fallen off. Do you guys got any opinions on that?
Gio, I'll let you go first. You were very high on them.
Yeah, I was, but it's the Wizards. I think Jake said in our first episode, Wizards they always start off strong and then they fall off midway through the season. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but hopefully Brad picks it up. Brad wasn't playing like he himself throughout the season. He's not doing like the 28 a game like he did last year. So we'll see if he picks that up. And then Kuzma, obviously, he's been hurt, right, or COVID, something like that. So he's been out.
Though. He came back last night.
He came back last night, but exactly like he was out for a couple games. He's a good rotational piece. I feel like Montrez, he's got to be a better player. He's got to pick it up, and yeah. So I don't know. They can be an all-around good team, but it's just not there right now.
Yeah, I mean Beal had 26 last night, and he was really their best player.
Right.
They still lost by 20. It was to the Suns, but still.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got to say, Nick? You got anything?
So I think it's more of the Wizards coming back to reality instead of being playoff teams. I feel like they're coming back to reality where it's like a mediocre team, like during the rebuild process and stuff.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I didn't expect them to be a playoff team from the start, so it would surprise me at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Gio, you got anything else? Anything that you want to talk about?
Yeah. So we were talking about this before the episode, but Kyrie's coming back for away games. I want to know your guys' opinions on that.
I think it's the right move for the Nets, personally, because Kevin Durant's been playing 40 to 45 minutes a game. It's going to take a toll on him. They need to give him a little bit of a rest, and I think that bringing Kyrie back will take a little bit of the load off for him.
I would agree. I think it's a good move by Brooklyn. I know they were trying to be like giving Kyrie like the strong hand by saying, "Oh, you can't play on the road games," even though like the league will allow it. But at this point, Brooklyn kind of needs him on the road at least. And then with all the COVID that's going around the league too, they just need the extra man to just hop in.
Yeah, I mean, Harden just got COVID, so I mean, they really need it.
Do you think it's a way to have him play, but also like see what he's worth, and try to trade him?
With a player like Kyrie, I would understand the purpose of wanting to trade him because he can only play half the games. But
Right.
and then come playoffs, he'll be their only road unless they play the Knicks. Then he can't play the entire series. I could see a trade, but I don't think they should pull any trade, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they should trade him. I think they need him. Because if they trade Kyrie, they got Harden and KD, but KD still has to carry the load, and he's like 30 something. It's gonna take a toll on his body.
What are your thoughts, Gia?
My thoughts, like I said, I feel like it could be a strategy just to play him, for those away games. But like it makes zero sense. Like they could have been playing him during all these away games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what.
It's not like they couldn't have been playing him.
That's what
So
I'm.
either something's up where. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I was just saying, like that's what I'm confused about personally. Like I don't know why they waited so long. Like they could have had him this whole time.
Right. So I think it's a strategy to like possibly trade him to see like everyone's going to be seeing like, oh, Kyrie's still Kyrie. He can still ball. Like how much is it worth to get him on your team? So.
Honestly, before he even came back, I was thinking like a Simmons for Kyrie swap for the Sixers.
Right. Which would be a great trade for both of them, to be honest. You'll get the passing ability and, the spacing ability with Simmons, and then you'll get the shot that you need on the 76ers with Kyrie. So.
And what do the Nets need the most? They need defense. Simmons brings the defense.
Right. Yeah, he was, second defensive player of the year last year or something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
But something
I
crazy
agree.
happened yesterday. Like Russell Westbrook went in the protocols late last night, and now today he was cleared. Like it's just crazy. Like all these false positives going around. Like you never know.
Yeah, man. I saw Edwards, same thing today. I didn't see he's false positive, but he's in the protocols right now, which is bad
Yeah.
for them. He just scored, 37 for them the other night?
Yeah, I mean he's averaging 22 a game for them, so that's a big blow.
Right.
I don't know. COVID's taking over again. It's not good.
No, it's deja vu right now.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like.
it really does. Like I feel like there's no getting around a bubble. As much as I hate to say it.
Right.
Bring the bubble back, you know? I know one team that had great success in the bubble, but got knocked out in the first round the next year.
Yeah,
The bubble is Miami Heat. Home
I know
court.
one team who did the same thing. The Los Angeles Lakers.
And the Miami Heat.
Maybe Anthony Davis will learn how to shoot again. Who knows?
He's got to stop taking middies and like those post fades.
I know. He's such a waste of his height. It bothers me.
LeBron's got to be a little bit more aggressive too. There's some games that y'all have lost where if LeBron just like turned it up for a solid 5 minutes, where he showed he is the GOAT, like he can turn up. Y'all are in a good place right now, but he's just kind of playing passive, waiting for the next half of the season. Like,
Yeah, but this past week or so, he's been aggressive.
yeah.
Yeah, past 8 games, he's been averaging 28 points a game, 7 and 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, it shows that he's coming out now. But I agree with you, Saya. I feel like beginning of the season, we would see him go for the first quarter, right? Or whenever, he came back. First quarter, he would, pop off, and he would get, maybe 10 points, 4 rebounds or whatever. He'd go, 4 for 4 or 5 for 5, and then do nothing for the next 3 quarters. I think we were talking about that, Jay, some one time. So.
Yeah, he's always aggressive in the first quarter, but then once he gets rolling, he tries to find the three too much. That's my opinion. And sometimes it falls, but most of the times it's hit or miss.
Speaking about that, what do you think about him shooting that 3 at the end of regulation with 10 seconds left?
Against the Mavericks?
Yeah.
I mean, if that was me, if I was the coach, I would tell him to attack, because if you drive, no one's going to stop you. I wouldn't want him selling for a 3.
Right.
I think that at the end of regulation, even if he has a big on him, he needs to attack.
Yeah, no one can stop him. So.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He settles for too many threes, and I get it. I get he's shooting an efficient clip, but if he drives, who's going to get in the way of him?
Right.
No one in their right mind.
Exactly.
But that's my opinion.
On the other side, I agree he should have driven in. On the other side, though, if he drives in and then forces a double team, then tell AD to stop being lazy and to move around, make it like he cut to the hoop. He's sitting right there, ready for the ball, easy way.
Yeah, exactly. But
well, luckily, right? Ellington made that 3 for you guys.
Yeah, luckily.
Yeah.
As a Lakers fan, though, it's not Russ who everyone is blaming. It's not Russ's fault. I need to see more from Anthony Davis, flat out. He's not been the player that we all have been accustomed to seeing.
Right.
And no one's taking accountability for him because they all blame Russ. I don't get it.
Although I think AD is averaging 20. He's averaging 23.8 points per game. 10.2 rebounds and 3 assists, which is fine. It's good numbers, but it's not what we want from a top 5 player.
No. And if you watch the games, he plays worse than the stats show. He's not shooting
right.
efficiently. He's 19% from 3. He needs to stop shooting. Just get in the paint.
And even Jokic is averaging more rebounds than him. If you're AD, top 5 player, you should be averaging more than 10 rebounds per game at that height,
Yeah.
Being that, good of a player.
And he averages 2 blocks, but, on the defensive side, he's not showing the effort that he once did either.
Right. I feel look, when AD came over, right, he's we're going to be the best defensive player, team in the league.
Yeah.
And he said how he would have to force LeBron to play defense. Now I think it's total opposite. LeBron's playing defense, compared to everyone else on that team. And, like, if you see LeBron play defense, wouldn't you want to play defense too? Like,
Yeah.
he's older than all you guys. He's, supposed to be, old and slow and all that. And he's playing better than you. It's just hustle.
Yeah.
So,
But, I mean, there's a long season, so hopefully he'll get it figured out.
I feel like he will. I also feel like, they're being too I feel like they're being too, like, nonchalant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they're just going through the motions. Most of them are.
Mm-hmm.
They need to win these games in order to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, they're just waiting to be in the playoffs, and they expect it. But you can't do that.
Because our first half of the season schedule was the easiest, but our second half of the season schedule is the hardest in the league. So we need these wins now.
Right. Just like last year, you guys, were slow, at first or whatever, Obviously, LeBron got hurt, midway or at the end. But still, you guys should have been winning those games with LeBron when you guys were losing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you guys won those games, who knows? Maybe you guys would have been a higher seed and you wouldn't have lost to the Suns.
So. Yeah, you never know. What do you got to say, Nick? You got anything on your mind?
So what I would say is the Lakers are a very lazy team. Well, I've watched them in like the past week, maybe two, because I just did not enjoy watching them. All they did was stand around. Are they still doing that?
I mean, they're playing much better defense. They're more active for sure.
Are they more active offensively too, or are they still just kind of like standing there in their spot, like ISO ball kind of?
It's mainly ISO ball.
You can play ISO ball, but still have your shooters rotating around the three-point arc. I feel like they just need to get that going more too. Like have a Russ drive in or something, and then have the three-point shooters rotating to where Russ can have an easy pass out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That majority of our turnovers come from ISO ball because they try to force the pass.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if people are moving, it's true. But, I mean, I don't know why. It's just our offense for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on the other side, there's good news for the Bulls. DeMar DeRozan came out of COVID protocols today.
Is he the only one so far?
No, there's like 10 players for the Bulls in protocols.
Is he the only one that got overturned, though?
Yeah, as of right now, yeah.
Ooh.
Zach LaVine's not coming out until after Christmas, they say.
Awesome. So he's like, got it.
Yeah.
Jeez. I heard they're all like asymptomatic, though, where it doesn't really affect them.
I mean, most cases are asymptomatic, but it's just you can't play.
Yeah, you don't want to spread it. But like, he can at least stay in shape because he's not bedside with COVID. So
Yeah, true.
he'll come back and hoop.
I mean, both their games have been postponed. Who knows if they're going to play any games until Christmas?
Wow. Gia, Dr. Gia, would you like to put your input?
So what did you want me to say about that? Like, I understand, like, COVID's a big issue about this, like, everyone's going into protocols right now. I feel like there should be a better way. Like, Jake said, there's been a lot of false positives, and, I feel like they got to fix that quick, or else everyone's going to be in, the protocols, and you're not going to have a league to play in anymore,
That's why the players –
It was sad to see.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say it's sad to see that whole Bulls team, go down like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that organization should have done something better so that they wouldn't have the problem that they did. So
that's why the players it came out today, the players want to get rid of all testing in general because they're testing when they're asymptomatic. Of course they're going to come positive. They want to get rid of it all because if they keep testing, it's inevitable. People are still going to test positive.
Well, people are going to test positive, but at the same time, if you don't test, then you're going to have you're going to have it spread more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. That's why it's like 50-50. That's why I'm 50-50 on it. Like you still need to test, but like you can I feel like you can dial it down a little bit.
Right.
I heard sorry, Gia, you want to say something?
No, you're good. I was just agreeing.
Gotcha. I heard that people who didn't get the booster shots are getting tested like every day. I don't know how accurate that is, but with that type of stuff, it's inevitable that more cases are gonna come out positive because there's just so many results. That like the percent of false negatives just increases with the amount of attempts of it. So
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have your booster shot by like January something, you're not going to be able to play in Toronto. That's what Woj reported like a couple weeks ago. Well, I mean, good note for the Warriors. Clay is going to come back by mid-January. They're saying.
Yeah, I was really hoping to see him, come back Christmas Day or whatever they're playing. I think they're playing Christmas, aren't they?
Yeah, I think. But
pretty
I
sure.
mean, they said he's coming back like January 13th or January 19th, one of those two.
I know, but like it's smart of them to do that. But at the same time, the hype around it, the story,
Yeah.
the story or the narrative,
But you want to make sure
coming
he's
back
ready.
on Christmas Day.
You want to make sure he's ready though.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, it's like if he feels like he's ready, then you should play him. But I understand, going slow, you don't want him to get hurt again. But
I mean,
you got to come back sometime.
They
There's got to be a day.
they also want it to be a home game when he comes back because they want it to be in front of the fans.
Right, yeah.
But any games you want to talk about, Gio? Anything that came to your mind?
Anything that came to my mind?
What'd you say?
I was just
Can I put a pause on that real quick and put some input on this Clay situation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah.
All right, I think with the Clay situation, all the fans want him back. That's very, very factual.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Warriors are doing really, really well right now, to the point where you don't have to force him to come back.
Yeah.
Like, you can take the extra precaution to let him sit longer, make sure he's really, really good, because Steph's been lighting it up. Jordan Poole and the entire Warriors team is just phenomenal right now.
Yeah, I agree. Because with the way Jordan Poole is playing, you really don't need to rush Clay back.
No. So, Gio, how about them games?
I just wanted to see because the Cavs excuse me, are they overhyped or like are they a good team? Because right now what I'm looking, like I'm a Cavs fan personally, and I hope that they do good. They're a 4 seed, but all the games they're winning, they're against bad teams. Like the Mavericks, the Heat without Bam and Jimmy. They're beating the Wizards. They're losing to the Jazz, losing to the Bucks. They beat the Bulls without anybody. They beat the T-Wolves, the Kings. Heat again without all those guys. And then they just beat the Rockets. So these are all, like, low-tier teams without their stars.
Yeah, but you could
I
say
just wanted to just get thoughts on that.
you could say the same thing about the Lakers too. We're beating all bad teams. So I mean, you could say about multiple teams, not just the Cavs.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, we're shocked to the the NBA world, seeing how good we are, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
But at the same time, we're playing bad teams right now.
yeah, but in the past, you've lost to those bad teams.
No, but
Correct.
are they overhyped? Like, are people overhyping them? Is what I'm asking you guys.
I haven't really seen any hype about
Where do you
them,
think?
to be honest. So I don't think.
Where do you think a 4 seed is where they should be?
I don't think a 4 seed is where they're going to end up.
Personally, I think
So
they're winning games they're supposed to win, which is good. Like that, teams that don't beat the bad teams tend to be the teams that don't do anything. Or some teams that, if you're losing to teams like Houston, like OKC, but not beating any teams like Utah, like Miami, then you're not going to go anywhere. But the Cavs are at least beating teams they're supposed to beat, so you can't really count them out, but I would not hype them that much.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I haven't really seen much hype about them because they're beating teams that aren't that good.
Thanks.
All I'm saying is there was a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk saying how much the Cavs are surprising everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is surprising, but it's because that in the past, like I said, they've lost to these teams. Like they've been that bad. They've lost to bad teams.
But at the same time, you got 3 top 10 draft players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Playing Jarrett Allen, right? So shouldn't you beat those bad teams that are trying to rebuild right now?
Yeah, you should.
At the same time?
You should, but I'm saying like last year and the years before last, you weren't.
No.
So, I mean, and I don't think that they're going to end on the 4 seed either, because eventually the 76ers are going to figure it out. The Boston Celtics will figure it out, and the Hawks will figure it out. So, I at the end of the season, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are in a play-in situation at best.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say, most likely 10 to 8, maybe 7 to 6 seeds, But like you said, 76ers, Boston. I would also have to say
New York.
maybe the Knicks.
Yeah.
New York, yeah. They're the 12th seed right now. They've been losing. They'll figure it out. They're going to make some changes going on, so.
But I don't know. There wasn't many games last night.
No.
But, I mean.
What do you guys think of Steph at MSG?
Oh, that was fun to watch.
It was very fun. After he broke the record, I went on social medias and I could not find a single post that was not about it. So I stopped going on social media for the night.
Yeah, after that happened, I didn't go on social media. I knew what it was going to be about. But I mean, it was still amazing to watch, and it was great that Tibbs gave him a timeout to let him embrace it.
Reggie Miller and Ray Allen talking to him after the game, giving them their jerseys. I thought that was really cool too.
Yeah. What do you got to say about it, Gio?
To be honest, I was shocked he made those threes that quick in the game, to be honest. Like, I feel like New York, they were pressing him really early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want him to make a three.
Yeah.
They would give anyone else the 3-ball or the shot.
Uh-huh.
So at the same time, like, do you think like they didn't want him to get the record against them, or like?
Yeah,
I'm glad he got the record. I'm glad that he did it at MSG. But do you think Tibbs was like, don't let him hit a three against us?
Yeah,
I don't care who else makes the shot, but just don't let him shoot.
I think he was, because I mean, if you think about it, who would want a record to be broke against your team? I mean, I wouldn't.
Right. But at the same time, you should understand the environment, you're in at MSG. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say give him two open threes, but they were, like, doubling him and, like, pressing him, like, at the start of the game. So, yeah, that's just me.
With that, notice how you talked or how the topic was brought up. Oh, you guys watch Steph at Madison Square Garden? They just, like, now it's always associated with the Knicks when Steph and Curry break the record on their head.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't want that happening, so I don't blame Tibbs for pressing.
To go same with that game, the only player the Knicks have right now is Julius Randle.
Yeah.
I was watching when Steph or Jordan Poole were making threes. It was just Julius Randle answering back. There was no one else answering back. So,
and the only other
got to figure out another score.
The only other good player who was decent was D Rose. That's it.
And he was missing shots.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like
he was missing layups he would make. So
that's why I feel like the Knicks gotta use Kemba. He's too good of a talent to be DNPs.
Right, like Tibbs is a smart coach, and I trust him, but at the same time, it's like it's Kemba Walker. You got to play him.
Yeah, like when he went to the Celtics, he didn't get off to a hot start quick. It takes him a while to get acclimated, but once he's acclimated, he's fine.
Right. But I do want to see what Tibbs is trying to do with that. Like there has to be a plan for him to sit him. There's no other way other than to be like, yeah, I'm just going to sit you because you weren't making shots.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
There has to be a plan.
It doesn't make sense to us, but I feel like he definitely has a plan in mind.
Exactly.
But, I mean, if this keeps up, I mean, I feel like Kemba's going to have to force his way out. That's the way it's heading.
Right.
He's on a
Do you see a John Wall trade, possibly?
What'd you say, Nick? Sorry, Gio.
My bad, Gio.
No, go ahead.
Kemba's on a 1-year deal, right?
I think he signed like a 4-year deal when he got traded.
Oh, it was a 4?
I think.
Okay, yeah. If it's 4, then yeah, he's got to try to trade his way out.
I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't think it's 1 year.
Yeah, he's got to force his way out. Then it's
It's a
not 1 year.
2 year deal. I just googled it. It's 2 years.
Got you.
But I mean, if this keeps up, I wouldn't want to set the bench as that talent.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, I was just gonna say he's getting paid $17 million to sit the bench right now. Almost $18 million.
Yeah, but I mean, at some point, that talent's got to be utilized. It's just the way it is. Especially with the way the Knicks season is doing, like it's not like they're winning without him. They're still losing without him. Like just use him.
Right.
That's the way I look at it.
But could you see a possible John Wall for Kemba Walker trade? Because they're both not playing. They're both great talents.
I mean, I could see it, but personally, I don't know if the Knicks would want to take on John Wall's big contract with the age he is.
Right.
I mean, if it's a buyout, maybe they do it, but I don't think John Wall wants a buyout.
No.
So I don't know. But I mean, it would be a smart trade if John Wall wasn't getting paid that much. But with the contract, I don't think it would be a smart trade. Because he's making like $50 million a year, John Wall, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, at his age and with his injury history, I feel like it's just too risky. Well, I mean, there wasn't really good games last night other than the Nets 76ers. And the Sixers continue to struggle.
Although Embiid did play well,
Yeah, Embiid and Curry, they both played very well. But outside of that, Tobias Harris needs to be better. He shot 3 for 17 and had 11 points. And it's like you've been saying. It's like you've been saying, Gio. Tobias Harris needs to be better.
I mean,
Yeah.
Against Miami, he can play like that all day. Especially if Bam and Jimmy are out. But against other teams, and yeah, if they want to be like serious in the playoffs or even make the playoffs at this point, they really got to start turning it up, figuring something out.
I mean, at the beginning, like when Tobias was first traded, he was like I think he was putting like 20, 25 a game up. I haven't seen that since his first year there. What do you got to say, Gio?
What do I got to say is Doc Rivers, he's a good coach and all. We know what he can do in the regular season. Although he has blown, a 3-1 leads in the postseason, like he's still a good coach. He just got to acclimate, Toby better. I feel like, that team's just not gelling the way it should be. And who knows, maybe a new player like Kyrie would bring them up and bring the morale up and change things there and change the culture there. But something's got to happen where Toby either gets traded, Toby and Simmons, get traded separately. You bring in new players because you're not winning right now.
Yeah, I agree. I also feel like, I feel like Simmons is in the back of their head always. I think that's affecting their play.
Right.
Do you hold off on trading Simmons right now as well until a big name comes out and says, yeah, I want to get traded? Like Damian Lillard, if they don't bring in Simmons, the Trailblazers, or Kyrie Irving potentially, since he can't play all the time. Do you hold off on trading Ben Simmons to make a package deal like Toby and Simmons? Although they make him a bag.
I think that's what the Sixers were trying to do, but I think they can't wait any longer because it's affecting their play, I feel like.
And I didn't think about this, but both of them are max contract players too, so it's going to be hard to try to bundle both of them too.
Yeah, I mean, and the Sixers already tried a Simmons for Lillard swap. The Trailblazers came out and said, no, flat out, no. So it's not going to happen. Gio, you got anything?
I got nothing else for the NBA, but I kind of want to switch gears for a second and go to the NFL if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last night, Chiefs versus Chargers, crazy divisional game, going on. Like, wanted your guys' thoughts on the game, and then, yeah, that's it.
I mean, the Chiefs are back where we all expect them to be at the top of the division. That's like they're back to who we all know them to be, and that's winners.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert had them in the second half too. The kid was balling. They had like a big lead. I think at the first quarter, where it was like 14-3, I think.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the half, Chiefs started picking it up. I think, right? It was
Yeah.
at the third quarter.
I think they got an interception, and then they went down and scored before the half.
Yeah. So like, Justin Herbert's gonna be really good though to already compete with the best quarterback in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a stat that says like he has 8,224 yards in his first 2 seasons. Like that's just crazy.
It was compared to Andrew Luck, right?
It was something like that.
Yeah, I saw that though.
It's crazy.
Facts.
But like the Chargers, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good come years to come. But like right now, I feel like they're just a couple pieces away.
That defense is super young still too.
Yeah.
So having like that franchise quarterback with that young defense all bundled together, the future is going to be very, very bright for them.
For sure. I mean, I feel like if they add like one more star receiver, dude, that's.
Gia, what are your thoughts on that game?
First off, I thought that touchdown with that tight end, I thought that was pretty crazy how he got knocked out when he dropped the ball.
That was scary. I saw that.
I didn't think there was too much contact. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I didn't either. I was confused at first. I think his head just hit the ground hard.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty scary, and I didn't know what happened really. But other than that, I feel like Justin Herbert, he played his heart out. He knew that was a must-win game. But if you have the weapons that Mahomes has, you should win every game. Like, as a decent quarterback, you should win every game.
Yeah, Mahomes.
You never know. Like,
Mahomes.
Because I don't think Patrick had the best game of his life.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mahomes' stats look good, but if you watch the game, he missed some throws that he should make.
Right, exactly.
That 1 4th down play was a big one. That terrible ball. That thing was like 2 yards, like below the receiver.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was one of his best games of the year, but that's just because he's had an off year.
And what his like receivers and tight ends and running backs all do, like I understand seeing that as, oh, you should be winning every single game, but that O-line is very, very lacking. I think they have like Orlando Brown from the Ravens in that trade. Yeah. He's a nice tackle, but the rest of the line is a little questionable. They're not like elite.
I also feel like their defense, it's not as good as it once was. So, I mean, he can put up all the points in the world, but they're still letting up points.
Yep.
So, I mean, if they want to win a championship, they're going to have to shore up the defense.
Facts.
Because if you play Tom Brady again, you're not going to beat him if you let up that many points.
Nope. Although Buffalo came back against that Tampa Bay team.
I know, I saw that. That was crazy.
I really thought they had it. I was cheering for the Bills. As a Dolphins fan, I hated it, but I hate Brady more, you know?
Yeah, I was very thankful as a fantasy owner of Tom Brady that he played the game he did at the last second. I feel like that won me the week. And, yeah, I'm happy the way he played. I feel like, Tom Brady can put any team on his back and make the best play possible for his team to win. So
100%. And that's
but it was a very close game, and I'm happy that the Bills were able to come back after that loss from the Pats.
I 100% agree, and that's why I feel like the Bucs are still going to repeat. Like, it doesn't matter what seed they are. It's Tom Brady. You're not like it's just Tom Brady. You can't underestimate him.
Although that Stephon Diggs play might have been pass interference with some of the calls they were making.
Yeah, there were some iffy calls for sure, but I mean, I don't know.
It's just football, though.
Well, if they were playing the Saints, they would have called it. So,
Every
You know,
team's not, or every ref's not going to make every single call. That's like the good part about sports. It's unpredictable.
Yep.
But it's there are a lot of Bills fans that are very angry at that game and the officials.
I mean, honestly, I don't blame them because it could have been pass interference.
Yeah, very much.
But Gio, I got one more NBA question, if that's okay.
go right ahead. We can switch back. I just want to know that game.
I was just wondering if you guys think KD is in the MVP race. If you think that you'd put him in the MVP race as of right now.
Yes, he's number 2.
Over who's won? Curry.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. What about you, Saya?
I'd have to go. He definitely is in the MVP race, but he's going to get overlooked because he's got teammates like Harden. But he very much should be up there in the top 2 spots. Although Curry is currently running away with it, in my eyes, at least.
I agree.
Who's your top 5 MVP?
Go ahead, Jake. I'll let you go first.
I don't know about top 5, but I know I got Curry number 1 for sure. And then I'd probably put KD as 2 as well. But I don't know about the rest as of right now. But at the beginning of the season, I'll say I did not have KD as an MVP in the candidate. But these past 3 games, like there's no denying it. You can't leave him out anymore.
I would go Curry, KD, Giannis. Giannis been hooping. Although I don't know if the playing time or like games missed will affect it or not. Um, um, Kyle Lowry, number 4. Because I don't know who else.
I feel like that's a questionable choice, but I'll take it.
Very biased with that one.
It's just for me. I don't see anyone beating out Curry as of right now, personally.
Yeah, no, there's no one there.
I feel like he could slow down once Clay gets back. But like my top 5 right now, it's got to be Curry, KD, because he's putting up 29.7 points a game at 52%. That's insane to me. And then I feel like it has to go to Giannis or Jokic. Switch those 2 for number 3 or 4. Because I think you got Giannis doing his thing, and then I think Jokic has got the highest PER rating ever or something like that.
Yeah.
Jokic completely slipped my
He's got
mind.
some crazy stat that it's the highest ever.
I thought
right
about
now.
Jokic. Yeah, I probably should have said him because he's been balling.
He slipped my mind, and that's terrible because he is my player comparison.
But if LeBron plays the way he's playing right now.
All right, we're back. Gio wanted to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. Me and Jake had to force him to come back and finish it. So go ahead, Gio.
Yeah, I wanted you guys to make your own conclusion about LeBron and how he's playing. But right now, LeBron, he's playing both ways. He's playing defense and he's playing offense. I think he's averaging like 28, points a game, 8 rebounds and something like that. Maybe 7 assists in the last 8 games.
You want him to be most improved, right?
I want him to be – we all – so people have him not in the top 10 players in the NBA right now. But the way he's playing, he's top 10. He's doing stuff that he was, in his prime. And right now he's playing defense. As you saw against Orlando, he got like 4 blocks or something like that.
He got 3, yeah.
He's playing defense both ways right now. I don't see any other playing the bet, 2 ways like that other than maybe Paul George. But that's just me. So right now he's top 5 MVP. He's number 5 on my list. He'll move up once, either people, stop shooting the way they are. Like Steph, he's shooting insane, and KD's shooting at 50%, 29 points a game. That's insane too. So once those two either stop or slow down, Jokic either loses more because right now he's like the 11th, 12th, 11 seed, 10 seed. So
Yeah, I mean, that's a good list in my opinion. Jokic and Giannis are definitely on the list. Obviously, like you don't have to
yeah,
say them. And I feel like LeBron definitely could round out his top 5 with the way he's been playing right now for sure. But I'm talking about most improved. Like Saya said, I mean, I feel like Tyler Hero could be a candidate for the most improved, and I also feel like Cole Anthony is an underrated player for most improved as well.
Another name, DeJounte Murray.
Yes, he's always. I mean, it seems like he's always in the mix, but like he's actually improved this year.
I think he's front runner for it. He is my most improved player right now.
I have Cole Anthony as last year he wasn't this. He was not doing what he's doing right now, but like DeJounte Murray they're both interchangeable, honestly.
Thanks. They're both having great years. Cole Anthony, very funny in his interviews though.
What do you got to say about Gio?
I would also have to agree with Cole Anthony. The way he's playing right now, I did not expect him to be putting up the numbers he's been putting up. So he might be most improved in my eyes.
All right. You got a segment for us, Gio?
Do I got a segment for you guys? Yeah. So I would say sneaker news of the week. The Jordan 1 patent leather Reds coming out December 30th. Probably the best news we've heard so far since the Jordan Cool Gray 11s came out. But sneaker of the week this week, it's got to be LeBron 19s. You're coming out with two different colorways. The one colorway he wore in Space Jam, the other one, it's clean, light blue and white. I'm quite curious on how these guys play. I'm curious if they're chunky like a usual LeBron, or if they're light and you're able to play in these like as a guard. So that's sneaker news of the week.
All right, for mine, I got the video games of the week. Vanguard has been a disappointment, actually, as everyone did not expect. Everyone expected it to be like a great game, new Call of Duty, but it's actually been a disappointment, and no one really, as I've heard, no one really likes it, and I don't know. Hopefully Call of Duty can come out with a bounce back. Say, you got anything?
Yeah. Should I? Or should I transition to music?
You can go to music. You can do whatever you want. It's your segment. Gio, he asked you something.
Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
Should I do it or should I do music instead?
Do what you want.
All right. Do you have any questions?
Right now I do not.
All right.
So do you have any music?
I'll do
you got
music
any music
for
this week?
Lil Durk dropped a new song. It's decent. I don't know. It's all right. Scory dropped a new song. I thought that was a really good song. I've been bumping it. It's kind of more of a feel song, but like it's still good.
About that Juice WRLD album.
Oh yeah, no, that came out last week. I've been listening to that like heavily. It's a very sad album though, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it is sad, but I mean it's fire.
It's very, very good. He still has not missed on a single song yet. With that, A Boogie dropped a album. It was all right. I only listened to about a quarter of it so far, so yeah. So that's music.
All right, thanks for coming out to the show. Let's catch y'all next week, Gio.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming to this episode of SportsHype. You guys already know what to do. If you're not subscribed, please go down below and subscribe. Also, if you like the video, please give the video a thumbs up. And yeah, we'll see you guys next one. Thanks for coming over. Peace. All right, Saya.
Yes, sir. Thank you for watching. We'll catch up next week. Y'all best come watch it again next week. It's high quality basketball talk and sports in general. Thanks for watching.